Welcome, Lee here from Play Guitar Academy. Ever stepped into a blues jam and felt completely lost? You are not alone. Many beginners struggle because they don't know the unwritten rules to the blues jam. So today I'm giving you 5 survival tips that can help you jam with confidence, stay in the groove, and never feel out of place again. But before we get started, to get the most out of these lick lessons, don't forget to grab my free email course, Blues Solo Breakthrough. It's 6 steps to confident killer solos and packed with tips and strategies to help you play with confidence and make every note count. What's the first thing you have to know if you're going to go to a blues jam? The 12-bar blues. So what are you going to do? You're going to practice playing the chord changes. The 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord. You never know at a blues jam what key you're going to be playing out. So you count out loud to feel the structure. As you're playing 1 chord, you say 1. And move to the 4 chord, you say 4. You get used to every 4 measures switching to a different section of the 12-bar blues. We're going to be using just the regular open position chords at this point. This A7, you bar your first finger across the 2nd fret, just like you would if you're playing a lazy A chord, right? And then you put your 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the high E string. That's the flat 7th. Notice it's 2 frets down from the root note, which is an A. The rhythm we're going to play, and this is super easy, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3. There's something in here called a quick 4. Notice I go straight to a D7 chord in the 2nd measure. The quick 4 you see mostly in slow blues songs. It makes it feel like the first 4 measures aren't so long if they were all A7. So we have A7 for the first one, D7 for the second one. This is a regular old triangle D7 as well too. Back to the A7, Steve Ray Vaughan A7. Back to my D7. Now I'm on the 2nd line of the 12-bar blues. This is measure 5, D7 for 2 measures. Back to A7. Now here I'm on the 3rd line. We're going to play an E7 now. This is a regular old E missing the 3rd finger. Lift it up, let the open string ring. Back to the D7, back to the A7. Now we have a little tag on the turnaround here. We're going to play A7 once, but the 2nd time for that measure, we're going to hit the E7. That tells you that the 12-bar blues is over, and we're about to start back at the top again. The next tip you need to know to make a good night at the blues jam is boogie patterns. You know? Boogie patterns are the backbone of blues rhythm guitar. If you can hold down a solid boogie rhythm, you'll never feel out of place at a jam. You can always go to it. Say you get lost, go back to the 1 chord and start playing. The first one is the A. We're going to play the open A string along with the 2nd fret on the D string. Like a little power chord there. 2 of those in a row. Now what we're going to do is we're going to replace that 2nd finger with the 3rd finger up on the 4th fret. Do that twice. Now what I'm playing is a straight beat, but in blues you're going to hear a lot of shuffles. This has a 3 feel. Bum, 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 bum. Eventually you'll move to the D chord, the 4 chord. This is going to be the same thing, but on the next set of strings. You can play the open D string with the 2nd fret on the G string twice, and then the 4th fret with the open string twice. The final boogie pattern we need to know for this is the E boogie pattern. This is on the low string, low E, and 2nd fret on the A twice. And then add your 3rd finger to the 4th fret and play the open string with it twice and back and forth. Now you're going to take those 3 patterns and play them across the 12-bar blues in the formula that we did before. Certain bar chord shapes are essential for playing blues jams smoothly. You can't just always play the open position or the boogie patterns. So we're going to take our E7 shaped bar chord. So put your first finger on the 5th fret all the way across, 2nd finger on the G string at the 6th fret, 3rd finger on the A string at the 7th fret. And there's our A7 bar chord. Now, After that, we're going to do something that's pretty close by. We don't have to jump around on the guitar neck a whole lot, but it gives a pretty sophisticated sound. This is a D9 chord. We'll play this in place of all the D7s. They are interchangeable. A D9 chord is a D7 chord, but it has an E note in it as well too, the ninth of the chord. And it gives a very jazzy, kind of fun, but a very bluesy sound too. You hear this in a million songs. First finger on the 4th fret of the D string, second finger on the 5th fret of the A string, and then our third finger across all of the rest of the high strings, the G, B, and high E string on the 5th fret. We're not playing the low string for this one. The other chord we're going to use in this is the E9. Take that D9, slide it up 2. Boom. Now this low note is an E, that's your root note, and that's how you know it's an E9, right? So those 3 chords we can use across the 12-bar blues. With those 3 types of chords, the open position chords, the boogie patterns, and our bar chords, you're going to be able to play 99% of all blues songs at the Blues Jam. You'll have what you need to have fun. The 4th tip is having a few go-to blues licks when you go to the Blues Jam. What happens if they say, go ahead, take one, and you go, what do I do? We're going to have a few of these licks. They're going to give us confidence when we step into the jam, just in case. Why does this matter? Because knowing a handful of solid licks means you'll never feel lost. And again, you'll always have something musical to play. These are all based around the pattern 1 of the A minor pentatonic scale. You all know it. It's at the 5th fret. You'll love it. So we're going to start off on the 5th fret of the D string. We're going to go down to the 7th fret of the A string, skip up over to the G string, 5th fret, and then back to the A note, which is the 7th fret of the D string. And that's a triplet feel. Bum, 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 bum. Now we're going to bend a full step on the 8th fret on the B string. Go up to the root note on the high E, the 5th fret, go to the 8th fret, which is the minor third, and then back to the A. So if you put those 2 licks together, very cool. You can play them in a lot of different songs. Now I'm going to take that same first lick again, but change the second part of it. Now we're going to do something that's a little bit more traditional. So we're going to take the 7th fret of the G string, full step, bend, 2 5s, B string and then E string, and then end on the 8 on the B. Kind of a call and response there. Pretty cool. Now we're going to do the first lick again, but this time we're going to take our first finger at the 5th fret. We're going to bar the G and the B strings, and we're going to bend them slightly, just slightly out of tune. I'm going to take my first finger and pull it to the floor a little bit, and then end up on the A note. That's the 7th fret on the D string. And finally, we're going to do good old faithful, the 7th fret bend, and then 2 5s together. And we're going to do those as triplets. You've heard that a million times, but it works at the Blues Jam. Put them all together, it sounds like this. You can take those licks, put them in all sorts of different songs. If you get called for a solo, now you've got some ammunition to use. My last tip for you, I've got something for you to help you when you get lost playing leads. If you ever feel lost in a jam, the B.B. King box is your secret weapon. It helps you instantly find your key and decide if you're playing major or minor. So I'm going to go up the B string until I find the key of the song. This song is in A, so my A is at the 10th fret. I might do it all by ear until I find the note that matches the most. From there, first finger on the B string, if I play 10, 12, 10, 12, that's my major. If I play 10, 13, 10, 12, that's my minor. So I can go back and forth between the two, see which one works for this song. If it's 7th chords, you can use either one, but you might be playing a minor blues. In that case, you don't want to play the major. You want to stay away from that. So let's take a look at this lick, 10. This lasts for 3 beats, 1, 2, 3. And then we have a triplet, 10, 12, 10. This is the root note, the second, and then the fourth. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to take the 12 on the B string and give it a full bend, That brings it up to the major third of this key. So all of that together has a very major sound. 2, 3. Now what I'm going to do is, instead of playing the 12th fret on the B string, I'm going to change that to the 13th fret. Now we're going to have a very minor sound. 1, 2, 3. So back and forth between the two. 1, 2, 3. Or 2, 3. So we found the key easily using the B string. Now we can figure out whether major or minor is the sound that we're looking for. All this planting your finger right there. You don't have to worry about any of the chords or anything like that. Just try and get back on track using the BB King box. Thanks for playing along today. These 5 tips will instantly make you sound better at any blues jam. Try them out and let me know in the comments which one helped the most. Thanks to all of our Academy members over at PlayGuitarAcademy.com, tearing into the tab and guitar profiles from this lesson right now. Don't forget to sign up for my free soloing course, Blues Solo Breakthrough, to make all this easier for you. And as always, let me know what you think in the comments. Have a great practice, and I'll see you in the next lick video.